All right, it's time for Mainland Focus on 98.3 Mainland FM. Yes, and my name still remains Omobola Sandra. Fuad Sahid is also here in the studio, and let's see what the focus is for this morning. Okay, so as we begin to wind down, as we begin to wrap things up on this, very interesting administration of Muhammad Buhari, there's been a lot of conversations as regards what he did and what he did not. Okay, and a lot of people tend to differ. We've had conversations in time past when we're looking at the performance scorecard that was, led by the Minister of Information and Culture, looking at, the different ministries and what they've been able to achieve, in recent times. Okay, so but we're looking at now from Bishop Kuka's perspective. All right, so Bishop Kuka, that's the Bishop of Sokoto Catholic Diocese, Bishop that's Matthew Hassan Kuka, has said that the president has failed to fulfill his 2015 electoral promises. When we had this conversation some months ago, a lot of people would say, or someone came out and said, no, the party made some promises. The president himself said some promises. His vice also said some things. His ministers, then just campaign officials, they're just saying things also said things. Just as now we've been hearing so many things from the spokespersons of the different presidential candidates. But if we look deep into all of this, we are looking at Bishop Kuka. Looked at the fact that his inability to tackle corruption, the debt issue, the fact that Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, the fact that we have over 133 million children, Nigerians living in poverty, and the fact that also there have been scores of school children who have been held captive in forests. That's insecurity now. We have kidnapping. At first it was from Boko Haram, and then now we have banditry, we have kidnapping, and now it's unknown gunmen in the southeast, and the insecurity has been on the rise. Okay, and in recent times we've also seen at INEC offices under attack, one way or the other, and also the fact that internal and international debts, domestic debt profile, international debt profile, so many things. And now looking at whether we're promised that in 6 months things will be resolved. The president said, subsidy is a scam. I remember very well, he said, what is subsidy? During his campaign season then in 2015. Okay, so there was a conversation, and then when the president made himself the Minister of Petroleum, we thought, honestly, some of us thought that he really wanted to be hands-on.
A new sheriff is in town.
So there will be changes, but that sector has been bereft with severe corruption,
lack of
accountability, no transparency, whatnot. This silence is so loud, is deafening. All right, in that particular sector. Then there was the transition of NNPC to NNPCL. So many things that we have heard in recent times. So looking deep into all of that, we also have the fact that a lot of projects that were supposed to have been rounded up by a certain period, timelines were not met. Maybe the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, but then by January it will be closed. The second Niger Bridge, by January that will also be closed back, so that they can finish and complete the construction. All right, so many areas of promises that we looked into.
Father Kuka is even saying
that Father Kuka is saying. He said, and I quote, that who would have imagined after listening to the campaign speeches of the 2015 elections, and also the president's inaugural speech then, saying that we will be worse off than we were, then as it is now. A lot of people are saying, we were so desirous and desperate for change from that administration. We moved to the APC administration, or the Buhari-led administration. And now there's been some sort of defense to all of this, that some people have come in and said, look, there are a number of students, I don't know if it's
that's the APC, right?
Yes, the APC is now coming in trying to defend that the particular stand of Bishop Kuka. He said, they are saying, when they said that there were a number of students or children still in the forest, I don't know if he's talking about Chibok girls or the ones that were taken recently, because if you look at the ones taken under the government of President Buhari, the speed and efforts made to recover them within a short period of time, we need to give kudos to the president. In the time when Chibok girls were taken, the government even refused to admit that they were taken. That's the Jonathan administration.
Yeah, the denial then.
There was the denial that there was no such thing that happened. Another thing that the APC used in trying to defend the president
and his performance.
Is that all the passengers on the Kaduna Abuja train who were abducted have been freed.
Those people died. We should say that.
He will not say this government is not doing well at securing people and getting freed from captivity. Gone are the days when Boko Haram attacked in ruthless manner that they used to. You don't get to see that anymore because they have been decimated and no longer have the capacity. But we still have Zamfara. We still have Borno. We still have Benue.
Kaduna State, Southern Kaduna is
Southern Kaduna
is on fire.
We still have Niger. So if you have all of this and you have all of those scenarios, what exactly are we talking about?
Sadly, to Owo was attacked. A church, 41 people were gunned down in Owo.
Very, very, very unfortunate, situation there. So, looking at it now, if pushing Nigerians into poverty with growing unemployment statistics is godly, then the sermon is godly. If bad, then it is bad. But if you look at it, they majorly just looked into rescuing of. I think that was the highlight. Is that the highlight of this administration? The fact that all of them were rescued. But let's not forget that some were, rescued after the payment of 100 million.
Which a lot of those captives, as I alluded to, confirmed that yes, they actually paid ransom.
A lot of those captives had to pay ransom for their rescue. So, with or without a military intervention or government intervention, or some of them probably
will still have got to secure their own release by paying.
Will still have secured their own release. So that's what the APC is saying. That look, you're talking about insecurity, but we don't have Boko Haram anymore. We don't have Boko Haram anymore, but don't we have
something worse than Boko Haram now, Sandra? I'm telling you, because the governor of Kaduna State actually say, look, I'm running a parallel government in Zamfara State. Farmers pay these bandits to be able to access their farms. In Niger State, I think Shiro local government somewhere, it's held captive by bandits. The whole of the north is almost held by captives as we speak. The southeast is boiling, whether unknown government or miscreants as they want to be called sometimes, whether it's IPOB or ESN. The fact is that, look, people can't even travel back home now with their two eyes closed. Southeast is boiling as we speak. INEC is under attack. The southwest also have its own fair share of insecurity. Our bullshits are not secure. Lagos Ibadan Expressway have kidnapping issues. Owo, the Owo Kings, how do we forget that? Right in the center of Owo, town. 41 worshippers were gunned down, broad daylight, So the reality is this, like I said, Sandra, before, at the time we were talking about this issue, whatever Father Matikuka is saying is correct. Really, that's the scorecard of the president. He failed woefully, we must say, in all areas. Maybe for infrastructure, building of roads and all of that, but people will tell you, the first job of the president
to secure the lives and property.
That's the first job. Because look, if you build all of the roads, build all of the bridges, and people are not alive to use them, so what is the essence of building all what then is the purpose of building that infrastructure? So I agree completely with Pastor Matthew, and that's why I said, look, if I'm going to rate the president over 100, I'll just give him 20%. But we need to say again that, look, Father Kuka, for sake of objectivity, it's important for leaders for leaders to also watch their association or some of the things they delve into, so that when they talk, people hold them in high esteem and know that they are coming from a point of objectivity, not bias. The fact that he associated too much with the PDP presidential candidate is the reason why sometimes some of us look at him when he talks and say, is he really objective?
All right, so there you have it. I also want to chip something in because I know Fuad is also interested in this, is the fact that we've had experts say, now looking at the oil sector, still on the performance scorecard of this administration, looking at the oil sector, all right, there have been some records, in recent times with the Tompolo arrangement, but even that, we need to look at it, 4 billion every month just to secure our pipelines.
How sustainable is that kind of arrangement? Yeah.
Who's going to be paying for that after this administration leaves? But that's not even the way I'm going to. I'm also going to be looking at this present administration. What would you think as regards competence? Do we have square pegs so do we have round pegs in round holes? Okay, is that what we have at the moment? Because if you look at all the different sectors, look at the ministers in charge of those sectors, was it a good thing, or wasn't it supposed to be a good thing, or was it a disadvantage that we had that the president was also the minister of petroleum, and then we still have that much corruption happening in that sector?
If we're to look at his cabinet ministers, I think the first thing I want to do is to compare what we have now to when Obasanjo was ruling. I must say that Chief Olusegun Obasanjo assembled brilliant minds, bright minds, Okonjo Iwealas of this world and the rest. The only problem we had with the Obasanjo administration was that, look, there was a problem of vested interest. Here was a man who assembled the best brains but was not really listening to them. That was the problem. But here you have a president that is ready to listen but doesn't have the best hands working with him. So that's the problem too.
Where you have a situation where schools are shut for over 8 months, and
then you have a minister saying, "Hey, it doesn't matter." So Obasanjo assembled the best brains,
okay,
but he was a leader that was not really listening. He was just about himself. He was always thinking everything through his own brains alone. But here you have a president that is ready to listen to his ministers, but doesn't have that number of good hands to work with.
Didn't he pick them?
It was just about politics. 6 months, he couldn't even pick them. Because there were a lot of politicking going on.
All right, so let's move now. Let's open up the phone line and hear what our listeners have to say. We have to. We are tying everything together one way or the other.
Scorecard.
What's the performance scorecard of the President Muhammad Buhari administration? Yes, Bishop Kuka said something, but let's also not forget that Bishop Kuka, also in one way or the other, we're looking at it. Is it an independent or a
view?
Yes, thank you very much. Is it an independent view or a biased view? What says you? And also looking at the fact that do we really, or did we miss it as regards putting the right ministers in the right ministries? I'm talking about competence now at at the ministerial level. What says you? And also, wasn't the president doubling as the petroleum minister supposed to be some sort of advantage for us to have the president getting his hands dirty as regards making sure that things are done properly? What says you? 09136 000 410 09136 000 410. Let's see. Let's get your thoughts. You have just 2 minutes. Keep it very clean. You can be as critical as possible, but you do not have to use any inciting or abusive language. Very important. Thank you very much. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Compliment of the season.
Oh, same to you.
My name is Austin. I'm calling from Ojo, Lagos.
Okay.
Yes, based on what the bishop had said, I will not paint him as a biased person. I believe all what he has said is correct. Then two, all of the infrastructure of the road that the administration claims to do, government is a continuous thing. The road was just a major part before they came in to put in one or two things there. That is that. Then I also believe that why this administration failed was because from the initial part in 2015, the eager for change was in the air. Everybody just wants to change because of the constant insecurity our teacher and the children. So the change was one part that APC came up just to put people's minds down.
Okay.
But unfortunately, they are not prepared psychologically to do the change. That was the reason why it took them 6 months for the president to be his minister.
Okay.
Because he wasn't ready mentally. If not, he should not be in the leadership. I give him 10%. Things are all good.
Thank you very much, Austin. I appreciate. Okay, so he's saying that maybe the change would have worked if he had the right hands in place. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Yes, remember.
We can't hear you.
John from Oga.
John from Oba.
Okay.
I really like I you cannot not kill the part of that together with
He needs to put his mouth close to the mouthpiece.
Hello.
Yeah, it's better now.
This is Father Kuka's message. Yes. But this one that he has said now, it's really right. Absolutely right. We look at the scorecard of the president. We want to discuss it, even the debate, because we have more insecurity now rather than before. Not only insecurity, the economy, borrowing of money, so many things that have made us more worse off than the national. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, John from Ogwa. You got.
Yeah, I think he's basically supporting Padakuka.
Good morning, Merry Christmas to my people.
Good morning, Pastor Ambrose.
Morning,
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
We thank God for the Christmas and also thank God for another day. The Lord Almighty will keep us till 2023 and beyond in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
And at the end of the day, anybody that survives this government will get a certificate of survivor. It's very important. Yes. Let me start by saying that I don't need a Matthew Hassan Kuka to tell me that things are really, really bad. It is visible to the blind and it is audible to the deaf. Things are really, really terrible in this country. And except there are two things involved. It's either you are a fool or you are a supporter of this government and you are benefiting from it. We used to buy paracetamol for 15 naira. It's 150 naira now. And when they talk that infrastructure, because that's what Matthew Hassan Kuka has said, I have been asking this question. Is it road and bridge that is infrastructure? Health facilities, buildings, are they not infrastructure? Educational facilities, are they not infrastructure? The lights that you see on the road, maybe expressway, are they not infrastructure? We can airport buildings, are they not infrastructure? So they just did railway and did bridge and they are shouting infrastructure. For me, I don't think that this government has done well. Because the common man is hungry.
Aye.
The other day I listened to a radio station, a young man was crying that all his life he has never benefited from this government. Because they will tell you now that it is the same thing all over the world. And they are going there. You know, when I hear these things, it makes me angry. People are going to where, even Cotonou, if you go there, things are not like that. And you come and tell me that things are the same thing all over the world. Okay. And you people are jackpine. And the dollar is 800 naira. For Mr. President telling us that, as the petroleum minister and that all of this, I want to tell you categorically, before Mr. President came, you know when he wept.
Thank you, Pastor Ambrose.
When he wept, I'm rounding up. When he wept, it was a sign that he was tired.
All right.
So he just came to enjoy. And Matthew Kwesson said it that he's looking fresh now than ever before. God bless you.
God bless you too.
It's okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sister Sandra, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Forrest, good morning, sir.
Morning.
This is Timothy calling in from your job.
Okay.
Father Kuka just stated the obvious. As Ambrose just said now, I called last. We don't need anybody to tell us what we are feeling unless you are not a human being. You don't have life in you. Understand me? See, my major concern about this is the way forward. You know, if APC government eventually come back again, you know, Tinubu will be blaming Buhari government that he has squandered resources. Because this government has been a government that always trading on blames. They don't take responsibility. I'm telling you. That's why I want us to critically examine those that are running for presidency now. Obi is telling us that we will hold him responsible, he's not going to blame anybody. He's ready. See, we need to wake up Nigerians because if we make mistake again, okay, see, I thought for us yesterday that a chicken, the release chicken, you can fly for your family, 12,000 naira. Something we used to buy 3,000, 3,500 about 8 years ago. If this going to continue, a time will come that we will no longer buy fuel again. I'm telling you, for 1,500 naira, it will be more than that.
All right,
please.
Thank you.
I'm begging the Nigerians, let us wake up. Let us leave sentinel, tribalism and religion bias.
All right.
Let us choose right. God bless you. Have a nice day.
Amen. And you too, and you too. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Sandra, how are you?
I'm well, thank you very much, Barrister Peter.
Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, boss.
Amen. Time to you.
What of Fuad and
yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
how are you, my dear Fuad?
I'm fine, sir. Very fine, sir. Compliments of the season, sir.
Yeah, God bless you.
Amen.
You see, on the issue under discussion, my sincere opinion about it is that the Buhari administration is an accidental administration. First of all, they came in and deceived Nigerians. See, they came in and deceived Nigerians with the issue of, because they know Nigerians were fed up with this issue of corruption. Because corruption is the most important thing in the mind of every Nigerian. And then because of Buhari's performance in making the research coming, so what the deceit was that it was Indiago, his wife, that was actually fighting corruption. But Buhari took advantage of that Indiago was dead. Indiago was killed under very suspecting questionable circumstances, which up to today it has not been investigated. So he took advantage of it and came in, and Nigerians voted for him. Yes. So if you ask me, I will give him -20.
-20.
Yes. All right, thank you, Barrister Oko.
So he's only Nigerian 20.
God bless you.
Somebody will complete the legacy. Hello, good morning.
So because of that, I will agree with him, and that also to say that the result of the problem we are facing is not from the president, it's from all of us. Delegation and the president they are getting better. The same thing happened in Nigeria, somebody that in your village. That is a lie. That's true. The people to change their mentality and train their leaders at their local government and their state level and start lamenting of what the president has done, what he has done there. Go to Delta and tell it and say, the most backward state in the health.
It's okay. Thank you.
Very good, Chief. But I think somehow we've been able to also put that on the table. When I was talking about the G5 and their performance in the receptive states, we've talked about the governors too. The fact that they've not been performing. Some of them got good amount of money. What did they do with it? So it's across board, really. It's just across board.
Hello, good morning.
Lady Sandra,
Good morning, Prince Wise.
how are you today?
I'm well. I'm at work.
Very good. Good work.
Morning, sir.
God will bless you, bless your management.
Amen.
Omala was resting yesterday. You had to work. Two of you at the studio now. I thank God for you. God will bless all of you.
Amen.
You see, Father Kuka, what he said, yes, we have to say so because it's not a supporter of Mr. President. We know it's a PDP man because we knew when he took our Tuku to Obasanjo to beg for millions. When Obasanjo swear, God will never forgive him if he supports Atiku. So what I'm are not in the same party, you can never support the opposition. So you should play opposition party. What is happening in this country today? We know it's not palatable, but you have to pay for the country. Now, in 1999, people are accusing government, the opposition is accusing government. What are you doing? You know, when the opposition was when it takes power, the fuel was 20 naira. When he left office, he left it at 70 naira. 20 naira to 70. So, as it is today, we are not happy, but we thank God we are alive. Being very cordial this year. Somebody told me in church now, say, buy chicken 15,000 this thing. It is we that not do ourselves. When you talk of vehicle now from Lagos to Ibadan, from Lagos to Enugu, they attach the price from that 7,000 to 20,000 to 30,000.
Okay, so Prince West, if you were to score this administration, what would be?
Just listen, let me come. I'm coming around.
You've already exhausted your 2 minutes.
After 1 minute.
No, you've exhausted your 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, I agree. Let me. If I simulate the government today, I will give Buhari 50%. That is average.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that is how supposed to be.
Okay.
We in Nigeria, we have a lot of bad people among us. Yesterday, about 259, 250.
And that's the and that is Nigerians that caused that.
Some states are selling 195 yesterday. One sell 250, the other one sell 195.
Thank you.
Have we not want to ourselves?
Thank you,
We got to save this country.
Amen.
So the NNPCL officials, they are Nigerians too.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Otom. I'm calling from Sule.
Autumn.
Yes.
It says autumn.
Okay.
All right.
The issue of land.
Okay.
I think issue of economy it lies on Mr. President. The state government have no power over it. What Lagos is enjoying now by say Lagos is a major city. It's from PDP era. Now, what is happening in Lagos? Nothing.
Sorry, PDP
era. Nothing is happening in Lagos.
So we're still on this issue, Mr. Otom. You're saying that the PDP era that ended 8 years ago is responsible for the hardship that we are in now.
No,
I don't think that's what he's saying.
APC failed it. I mean, what Lagos is enjoying now?
Okay.
By Mr. Tinubu, is the one that make Lagos to grow. It's PDP era, not this APC era. If you want to calculate it.
Okay, you are saying that in the PDP era, in the presidency, was what made Lagos under Tinubu AD was what made it to grow. That's what you're saying.
I'm confused.
Yes.
Okay, so but what has that got to do with the conversation on ground now? Mr. Autumn?
I don't know.
Okay, I didn't get. Yes, I didn't get that. All right, but thank you very much. This is Mainland Focus on 98.3 Mainland FM. We're always live on our programs. I don't know if you know that or if you knew that. All right, so you can always watch the program live on YouTube or Facebook at Mainland 98.3 FM. And very soon, who knows, in the new year, there may be a lot of amazing content that we'll be pushing out on those channels. So you may also want to follow us on all our social media channels. Very important. All right, so let's take some messages. We have quite a few. Let's see what we have here. Good morning, lady and the analyst. The questions to presidential candidates on PMS subsidy should be should be how, when, and what to do before the removal of subsidy. We must refine our crude here to enjoy maximum benefits. Okay, Idimo Alimosho. Thank you very much, Mr. Okay. All right, so we have here Sandra, from top to bottom. It's been a disastrous 7 years. As the campaigns are here again, people should ask questions and hold these people accountable when they fail in their promises. These are the following promises that Wait, hold on. Okay. Yes. Okay. Number 1, we're not safe. 2, lopsided appointments. 3, harsh economy. 4, scarcity of fuel, gas, kerosene. 5, high inflation. 6, highest exchange rates. 7, excess borrowings without commensurate results. I like the fact that he puts the commensurate. So you can borrow, but what are you using
What
them
do we
for?
have to show for it?
8, no infrastructure. 9, ASU strike. 10, no hope, especially for the youth. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll score this government 1, reluctantly. And that's Chijoke sharing his own scorecard. Hi, Milan FM. Judging the president's scorecard independent of Father Kuka, I will say the president has failed. And the major reasons are corruption and nepotism. These two women now gave birth to all the other factors that crumbled this administration. And the issue of the oil sector in Yoruba language is said that Enti Obamule Kubudo Dale. What is that?
I don't know.
Okay, this simply means the oath takers must not break their oaths.
Okay.
Enti Obamule Kubudo Dale. Okay, that's what. There's a lot of conspiracy in that sector, and this involves cabals, not only from the ruling party, but even from the competing opposition party and the international world.
Yeah, of course.
The oil sector can only work when we diversify and build other sectors, especially agriculture, education, health, power, etc. And that's Sean from Festac. That's very interesting. Sandra and Fuad, I celebrate you guys eloquently. What Father Kuka has said in his homely, is it a reality or not? Why are some people being hypocritical? They are facing the same problems, yet they are criticizing him because they don't like him. Let there be no issue here. First of all, what he said, was it a reality? Is it the reality? If it is, then leave the messenger and take the message. For me, I will give the Mr. President 44% in my scorecard.
44, okay.
Which is an E. Let my people go.
At least he will still move.
You move. Compliments of the season. Happy Boxing Day. And James Ogbona in Ejigbo sharing that one. Good morning, House. Please kindly help me to ask all the people complaining whether they have been able to manage their own houses.
Everybody have a right to complain. Leave their houses. Let's talk Nigeria.
What makes you think their children are not complaining in their own houses?
They can't.
This is governance. This is governance. This is not familial issues. Let's focus. Ego from Badagry Axis. Let us focus. He said people are complaining, so we don't have a right to complain. We elected them there. People do not have a choice.
Some of the issues are even the reason why some homes are not settled. When you can't feed your family because the economy is harsh. So joke who's down.
I'll take that. Good morning to you, my beloved fellow Nigerians in Mainland FM. Reverend Kuka is on point. We don't need a seer to tell us that PMB has failed in leading us as a country to our promised land. I, as a patriotic Nigerian, will not need him to live very close to Abuja so that he will not see when Abuja will become the city of gold in the future.
I like your optimism. City of gold.
Yes,
Abuja.
We will get there.
I hope so.
He said he will not live in Abuja, so he should go back to, where he came from. I pray that another party wins the election so that PNB government will be probed, and then the whole world will know which government performs better than the other. Pastor Sunday from Magboro. All right. I am looking forward to a day when we can separate the person from the party and the party from the person, if that can actually turn out well. Because, yes, Trump is a Republican to the core, but there are some Republicans that still do not agree with a lot of things
he's saying,
that he's saying. So if we are to look at that, separating the person from the party, if that will be possible in the future, we'll see. Okay, so this is 98.3 Mainland FM. Let's go back to taking phone calls, and we'll be back to messages in a bit. The number is 091 36 000 410. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Sandra, good morning.
Good morning.
Fuad, good morning. This is Paul from Ebeda.
Okay.
Yeah, how was your night?
Fine, thank you.
I greet Don Peters. I've not heard from him for a while now. I hope he's well.
Maybe he don't travel.
We heard from him on Friday.
Yeah, okay.
Fuad and Sandra, you see, politicians, businessmen, they listen to your station every 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning. And you see, as an individual, when you hear people speak, it will give you a measure of their level of exposure and understanding of what civilization and what development is all about. And while these people listen to our calls, they use it to really rate the kind of people they are leading or they are overseeing the affairs of their life. I wish that Nigerians in 2023, I'm not wishing all Nigerians, but at least a larger percentage of Nigerians will throw away the bitterness of tribalism and religion and face the reality of the modern day we are in, so that when issue of national importance happen, we will not focus on the tribe or religion. We will focus on how it is affecting the entire nation, the people of Nigeria. That is my stake this morning. Whether Father Kuka said it or Father Kuka did not say it, the statistics and the indices are there to prove the Nigerians are bleeding. There is no aspect of the country, that is rejoicing. I had the opportunity to have lived outside this country. My daughter, my grandchild is still there. When you talk of development, you talk of infrastructures. What are those infrastructures? Right, hospital, good road, and employment opportunities that are available, urban waters, security. Infrastructure is not considered as buildings, or when individuals struggle and buy a land and build it, then you say that area is development. What is the government contribution in ensuring that the people, they live a good life and whatever they have is preserved? So for me, I will say it is not issue of Buhari. It is the issue of the party. We voted the party, nothing. So I will score him 2/10.
All right. Thank you very much.
That's 20%.
That's 20%. Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Mr. Damlola.
Mr. Van, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Compliment to you guys and happy Boxing Day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Honestly, it's not about objectivity. In fact, I don't know. You know what times I normally ask myself that, are we actually normal in this country? Are we okay? Look at the matter this morning. Look at the focus. The Father Kuka has said something very nice, but something very obvious, something very bad, too clear. And we are still arguing about the whole thing. Oh my God! In fact, I don't think we are normal.
Yeah.
And we need to, in fact.
Well, normal, but okay.
And I am.
I'm normal, sir. I don't know.
Sandra, what? You guys know, I'm using this kind of way, honestly. Let's look at it. Look at the call. You will see most of this program now. The thing is just that, can we just wake up once and know where we're going? The first thing, in fact, look at the economy. F9. Security. F9. Everything. In fact, all the instruments that this government actually made, 2016, they crumble everything. By giving him 20%, oh my God, that is too much. I will give him minus 50 because the reason is minus 50 because everything that this government came to meet in power, they destroyed everything completely. And the first thing means that even if anyone should come in next year, that person will water honestly for years. I'm telling you, things have gone beyond, gone out of hands. And the thing is that as we are calling and saying all these things, we didn't know. Some people are suffering. Look at Christmas yesterday. A lot of things happened that we cannot even discuss. Go out and ask people. That's my take. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Damlola. We are all normal.
If you have Damlola as a lecturer, you're in trouble. Minus 50.
Minus 50.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
I hope we are all recognizing this station because you are not keeping my call. I'll be calling you since 1 hour now.
Like I would intentionally not pick your call.
Can only pick one at a time.
Is that possible, sir?
Please. Hello, Spide. I will not go with you the way you are taking it. Please, Mr. President.
What is your name?
This is Patrick from Okorodu.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Patrick.
Please, I wish you the same. Please,
Mr. Saya, I will go with you. Mr. President is not a listening president, okay? Look at, for example, as Nnamdi Kanu, he was discharged in a court, and he started hearing no discharge, no acquit. You need a listening president. I am asking the side, you know, a listening president.
I want you to talk now.
Continue, sir.
Support me, you understand? Not a listening president. Many things. I'll go down the lane. But this issue, I don't want to go this way you are taking me to. But you have sidelined the issue of this woman that was shot there by police. These people are not talking, they're talking about Buhari.
Okay, so
we've discussed that and we've put that to rest. Let's focus, please. Patrick Okoro.
oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. 0913634.
Maybe didn't listen when we discussed that extensively.
You see, this is an extension of Trends in the Papers. It's just a continuation. Let me put it that way. So if you didn't join in on Trends in the Papers, it would seem as if we
left some issues.
We left some issues. We've discussed
extensively,
yes, all of the stories trending across the papers. That's why it's called Mainland Focus. We pick one or two and focus on it. All right, we have discussed every other thing. And what exactly are we supposed to talk about as regards the woman that was shot
about
dead?
The mental state of our policemen, the way they carry themselves, and all. We've discussed.
It was an unfortunate incident, very unfortunate. But if we're going to dig deep into it, I think you can also tie it to the performance scorecard of this administration.
Police reforms, which is
police reform. We were clamoring on it for some 2 years or so ago, and we haven't really gotten anything from that.
It's an ongoing conversation.
It's an ongoing conversation, whether we like it or not. So, but thank you very much, Patrick Okoro. I don't know if you had chicken. I think maybe we need to send you some chicken so you can have a wonderful Merry Christmas. All right. But 09136300410. Let's carry on with the conversation. What's the performance scorecard? Picking from what Bishop Kuka has said, that is, and also seeing how APC are trying to defend, this administration. But what says you? 09136300410. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Peter is calling from
Peter
is from Agbado.
Okay. Mr. Peter, is that your TV or your radio or hello? Hello? Okay. Mr. Peter, you can call back. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
The good thing you guys are doing on the station right now, I'm receiving a lot of information about the country. But I just want to say one thing.
Your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Obinai Mami. I'm calling from Lagos State, Nigeria already.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's not how it is. The thing is that I've been hearing about our government, and now our government are not doing a lot of things about it. I would say it's not the fault of the government. Why is that the people are doing their best job.
Hello?
I think we lost that call.
All right. 09136300410. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Sandra and Paul.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Mr. Dixon. Yes.
Where are you coming from,
Mr. Dixon, where are you calling?
Are you hearing me?
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Oba.
Okay.
My name is Dixon. Yes. No talk. Mama go talk. Not the goat. I scored this government 2 over 100.
Okay.
2 over 100. If you talk, it's calling to kill. It's that many times. We call it first sub. Sorry, you better talk another day. You say, how many times man will slap before you revenge? The first one say, Papa, that 2 times, say you talk back to kill. He called the junior one again. He say, how many times man will slap you before you revenge? He said, that one, say you're back to kill. Everybody will carry PBC, they put for APC. You don't sign in that warrant with that.
No. We should. We are on radio. No. We should be mindful of the words.
What forbid? Everybody will carry PBC, they put for APC this time. I'm sorry. Okay? Because with the situation, can you hear me?
This is radio and we should be very careful.
Please, let's be very careful. He had already said God forbid. That was why I allowed that to slide. Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Christmas and Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you. Same to you.
Okay, I'm Mr. Ejik. I'm calling from Ajibule.
Okay,
what I want to say is this. Actually, in 2015, I supported Mr. President. In fact, in my family, I was the only one that was supporting him then. But when I started, withdrawing myself from supporting him from his appointment, what made him prefer is the kind of people he put as his ministers and as his cabinet. Imagine yesterday I was listening to when they organized the party for him for his birthday. Somebody like Oni Official was praising him that Lagos especially on that party list you pass. Somebody like Obo Bini was telling him that under his regime they have returned all the stolen artifacts they have stolen. Dave Umahi was praising him that he has tried one of the that Niger bridge. In fact, the people were there, we are praising him. Instead of them to praise him, what is really happening? They are not telling him what they want to hear. So I commend Bishop Kuka for taking that bold step to tell him the truth. I myself, I will give you 30%. Thank you.
30%. Yeah.
That's
still a good.
Yeah, still a good. Yes, I mean people are giving minus 50. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
My
morning.
name is King. I'm calling from Central Town.
Good morning, King.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance.
Same to you.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything I want to say that people have not said already. Nobody like this party, APC. God forbid. Our eyes are open. Would you tell her? I want to thank you because I'm not a regular caller. I always listen to news. But your station made me to listen to political analysis. And I'm very, very conscious of my environment now. That is one. One other thing, I want you to, this program is very good. So many people are listening to you, far and wide. Let it be in like native language, not only English. The people at the grassroots, they want to participate just because they can't speak in English. People are not savvy speaking English, but I'm trying. Let it be like Yoruba or Igbo, or let it be Pidgin. People from the grassroots, market women, vulcanizer, welders. Let them, these are the people that are voting. These are the people that will stay all out, rain, shine, sun, everything, they are there. Let them be able to participate. Let them understand.
All right, thank you, King. But we have two shows that can actually address that. We have one, the Yoruba version of what we are doing now.
I listen to your station, I know. But this particular one, by this time of the day, that's what I'm saying. Please, whichever way you can do it, just try to think about what I've just told you.
All right.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a nice New Year.
You too.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Unfortunately, that's the last call that we can take this morning. You see, okay, let me move past
No, I'm just thinking for the Yoruba listeners, we have the same thing every Saturday.
The exact same thing. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Yoruba, yes.
There's Ojuabe on Sundays. Saturdays starts by 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Okay, so you can tune in. That's the Yoruba version. And sometimes the Niger How You Day crew, sometimes they take on contemporary issues and governance like this from 1 p.m. Okay, so you can always join in. The conversation, it's in Pidgin. All right, it's a Wazobia kind of arrangement where anyone, any language can call in. We have people that can address you in whatever language but the three major languages, at least the three major languages, and Pidgin. All right, so that's by 1 p.m. Mondays through Thursdays, and then you have Ojuawe by 5 a.m. on Saturdays, 5:30 a.m. on Saturdays to 7 a.m. That's in Yoruba strictly in Yoruba. All right. As we move on, of course, we can always. But then nobody is stopping you from speaking pidgin on Mainland Focus. If you want to speak Yoruba,
as much as we can.
If you want Igbo, Odogu is here to translate what you said. All right. But that's all.
We appreciate that.
Thank you very much. So that's all we can take for this morning. Thank you very much to everyone. The show, of course, continues. We'll be back by 9:45 for international stories. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. This is 98.3 Mainland FM.
Best point for exciting radio content.